it is now time to watch the trailer for the Steam hardware announcement, right? If you guys are unaware, if you're living under a rock, which is probably not because you clicked this stream, which had it in the thumbnail, Steam has officially shadow dropped. And by shadow dropped, I mean, it was rumored for a while, but, anyway. Steam has dropped 3 brand new hardwares on the gaming industry. You have a controller. You have a VR headset that's mixed. That's not just VR, by the way, apparently. And you have the GameCube, as people have dubbed it, a.k.a. the Steam box or whatever the fuck it's called. Now, all of this stuff looks pretty interesting. We're going to go over every single one right now and see exactly what's going on. Me personally, I have zero interest in the headset. I'm not really like into the whole idea of VR, but I am very, very interested in a Steam box. And I'll tell you why, because there are a lot of situations where I may be in front of a TV. I'm not in front of my computer desk or my monitors. Or maybe I just don't want to play on the Steam Deck, right? Maybe I could be on the couch and instead of playing on the Steam Deck, I could play on the TV. I think it would be badass to be able to play my Steam games on a television. Now, all of this is based off the price, obviously. Considering how expensive the Steam Deck is, I got to imagine that the Steam box is probably going to be at least $1,000, but there's no pricing available for any of it just yet. So let's go over the trailer. You can play no VR games with a Steam headset. I know, I said that, but my thing is I still don't care. Like, I'm not a headset kind of guy. I don't care. I'd rather play either on the monitor or the TV. Call me old-fashioned. It is what it is. So I'm interested in the Steam box, and I may be interested in the controller. But, the controller looks a little bit huge. Now, Steam has tried this before, but I think that this is a different time now. Steam has tried this in the past with the whole, Steam system and everything like that. But I think we live in a different time. Steam is more popular than it's ever been. Steam has a massive player base now, way bigger than they ever had back in the day. It is a completely different scenario. And not only that, exclusivity on consoles is pretty much going the way of the dodo bird outside of Nintendo. So considering that Steam is now getting what used to be console exclusives on their platform, they have no reason not to offer a box now. They have zero reason not to offer a box. So let's see what's going on. We're going to watch the trailer. It's about 6 minutes long. We'll break it up and see what we got here. Here we go.
Hey, everyone. This is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere. We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere, and we couldn't be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck, but not today, because this isn't a video about the future of Steam Deck. This is a video about the future.
Valve never made a Steam machine before, says Sammy. Okay, so in 2015, I believe was the year, it was called the Steam Machine. And it was a line of like living room kind of, gaming computers in 2015, but they basically discontinued it. So they did, in fact, try to do this in the past. So again, I've been on Steam for over 21 years. I know I've known Steam like the back of my hand. I wouldn't just say that if I didn't actually know. But anyway.
Future of Steam hardware. Today, we're announcing 3 new members of the Steam hardware lineup. All connect you with powerful PC gaming. All are optimized for gaming with Steam. And all are shipping in early 2026. Let's start with this one.
Denariah says 2013. Actually, I would check that. I think it was released in 2015. But again, I could be wrong on that. But it was a while ago. Valve only licensed them now. If they didn't make them, doesn't matter. It was still their Steam machine. It was a Steam machine. Valve was releasing a Steam machine. You think they make this shit now? No, this shit is probably all China parts too. Like, same again.
This is the new Steam controller.
First prototype was 2013. Yes, I understand that. But when was the release? The release, I believe, was in 2015.
The new Steam controller puts all of your Steam games at your fingertips, so you can play wherever and however you want. Just like with Steam Deck, we want you to be able to play any game with your Steam controller, even games never built with a controller in mind. It has all the great features from Steam Deck, like trackpads, gyro, and back buttons, all in a comfortable form factor. Its next-generation magnetic thumbsticks let you play with improved responsiveness and longevity. We've put capacitive touch.
All right, so let's take a look at this controller. I got to be honest with you guys. I have never been a fan of the way the Steam controllers looked. That's just me personally. Even as like being a fan of Steam, over the years, I have never liked the way that it looks. But in terms of comfort, because I feel like this needs to be an example of what it means to be functional over form. If this thing is functional and very comfortable in your hand, then they can have a bit of a win here. I don't care about the fucking look of the controller. If it functions extremely well and it's very comfortable to use and it works very well with either the Steam box or the Steam Deck, because I think you can use it with the Steam Deck too, or just in general. Like I feel like that's more important than anything. So from an ergonomic standpoint, I think it probably will end up feeling pretty good, because when I had the Steam Deck, I mean, I do have the Steam Deck, not when I had it, I do have it. But like when I first played the Steam Deck, I remember saying, bro, this is a massive fucking like handheld. This is a massive handheld. Like, is this going to feel good? Is this going to feel right? And then after playing the Steam Deck, I can assure you that it feels amazing. Okay. Like, it's actually a really good ergonomic setup. So I'm hoping for the same thing here, because I've been using an Xbox controller since I don't even know how long. In terms of on the PC, I've been using an Xbox controller forever. It's always been my go-to controller for anything PC related. So I'll be very curious to see how this one feels, considering how it doesn't have an open-ended bottom and how it's like basically a square. I don't know how that's gonna feel. I gotta imagine it's probably gonna be better, because then your fingers will rest easier on the back of the controller versus having to wrap around the bottom handles. But again, I don't know. This is one of those things where you have to get it in your hands and see, because some people have bigger hands, some people have smaller hands. It all depends. But I think this thing will function better, but I still think the Xbox controller will ultimately be the better controller, in my opinion. But again, I don't know until we actually get, I'm going to get my hands on this when it comes out.
Sensors on the thumbsticks and now on the back of the controller too, so you can enable precision gyro aiming with the touch of your thumb or your pinky if you're feeling fancy. Play for way too long with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that allows for over 35 hours of playtime.
Wow, that's crazy. 35 hours of playtime is pretty fucking strong. That's actually pretty fucking strong. That's not bad.
With Steam Controller, we want to make charging and wireless pairing something that's actually easy. That's why we created the Puck. The Puck is a combination wireless adapter and magnetic charger included with every Steam controller.
That's so funny. So this thing right here that you're seeing, this thing right here in the middle, this is exactly what my Xbox controller has. So my Xbox controller, I have a Turtle Beach Stealth series. What is it called? Stealth Ultra. I have a Turtle Beach Xbox Stealth Ultra controller, and it has the same exact kind of like a dock with the wireless dongle on the dock itself. So it looks like Steam is just basically doing the same thing, although this looks a lot smaller than the one that I have.
Snap it on to charge. Once you're charged up, snap it off again. You can play over Bluetooth.
Mine literally does the same exact thing.
Or a wired connection too. The new Steam controller works with any device running Steam or Steam Link, whether it's a PC, Mac, handheld, smartphone, Steam Deck, or the new Steam machine.
Oh, so you can use this. You can use this with a smartphone too. That's awesome. So I think the seller here is going to be being able to use it on pretty much anything. I think that's going to be good. Also, too, I worry that it's going to feel cheap. I don't know why. I know they use the matte black, which is fine, whatever, not a big deal. But when you use the matte black, sometimes like the plastic looks cheap. So I don't know if it's going to feel cheap. I hope not.
Oh, this is the new Steam machine.
You could use an Xbox controller on mobile too. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying like if they're gonna properly be able to sell these things, they have to have the same options, if not more options, as their competition. So the fact that you can actually use it on a smartphone is a plus because, well, other controllers can be used. This is what I'm most interested in. This right here is what I'm most interested in because I want to be able to play my Steam games on my TV. That's what I want to do because the reason why I'm able to play so many video games is because of my Steam Deck. I'm able to use my Steam Deck occasionally in different places, mostly in bed. I'm able to use it quite often and get some extra gaming time in. So this would be useful if I'm at the TV. And even though I really don't watch TV these days, but still, it would be pretty cool to be able to have it.
Steam Machine is a powerful gaming PC in a small but mighty package, designed for your games on the big screen. It's quiet too, which is crazy since it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck, powered by a discrete, semi-custom AMD GPU, enabling 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR.
All right, so Steam is going the route of PlayStation. Or it's like, you're going to be able to do 8K at 120 FPS. And all. It's like, bro, I don't know, man. I've seen the specs for the Steam Machine, and we're going to go over that in a second. But these claims about 4K at 60, it is obviously upscaled. Like, they're not talking about native 4K or anything like that. They're talking about upscaled 4K with FSR, which is basically like fake frames. Fake frames. It's the same thing as DLSS, right? Same exact thing with FSR. That's why you got to pay very close attention to the words that they say because they say it very quickly. But with FSR is frame generation and upscaling. So
Machine runs SteamOS made for a bigger screen, built for gaming in your living room, your office, or wherever you play, with the rest of your PC accessories. Steam Machine borrows some great features from Steam Deck, like lightning-fast sleep and wake, an SD card slot to easily expand your storage, and brings some new tricks of its own, like a customizable LED strip, which can show different system functionalities, or your own light show. Steam Machine is a PC, so run whatever software you want, and it works with all your favorite desktop and gaming accessories. Steam Machine is designed to work hand in hand with the Steam controller, with the low latency, wireless connectivity of the Steam controller puck built right in. And it's great for streaming your games to your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam Frame. Oh!
Yeah, so I know upscale, I get it. God. I know upscaling is not fake frames, but that's why I said like the FSR, which is I think it stands for Fidelity FX Super Resolution or some shit like that. It does create artificial frames by AI. So it is basically fake frames, unfortunately.
Is designed to work hand in hand with the Steam controller, with the low latency, wireless connectivity of the Steam controller puck built right in. And it's great for streaming your games to your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam Frame.
Very interesting because it looks like they're going for the whole streaming thing too. Very, very interesting.
Oh, yep. This is Steam Frame. Steam Frame is Valve's next-generation VR hardware. Stream all your Steam games, VR and non-VR alike, in this comfortable, lightweight, wireless VR headset. Steam Frame uses camera-based tracking, so getting into your games is as easy as slipping on the headset and waking it up. Steam Frame controllers, included with the headset, are designed with all the inputs you need for your VR titles, like motion controls and capacitive tracking for...
The only VR game that I've ever wanted to play was Half-Life Alyx. That's the only one I ever wanted to play. Like, I have zero interest in this, but I understand it's not just VR games that it could play. So, I don't know. We'll see.
All your fingers, as well as a split gamepad layout to work with your whole Steam library. They even feature the same magnetic thumbsticks as Steam controller for responsiveness and longevity.
That's good.
Steam Frame also pairs seamlessly with the new Steam controller, a great companion for playing non-VR games in the headset. To make sure streaming is smooth and stable no matter what, Steam Frame includes a wireless adapter that lets you stream your games from your PC to your headset over a fast and dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection. And the game is streamed to your frame optimized for VR. using new technology that allows for the highest resolution streaming exactly where your eyes are looking. And Steam Frame is a PC, running Steam OS. In addition to streaming, you can install and play a bunch of VR and non-VR games right in the headset without a host PC. You can also expand your onboard storage to fit even more games with a micro SD card.
What the fuck, bro? Steam. Oh my god, man! Like, who asked for this? It's crazy, man. Because again, Steam has a lot of problems on the back side of things and with the censorship and shit like that. But these motherfuckers are revolutionizing the gaming industry. These guys are going after everybody. They're going after the VR market. They're going after the fucking console market. Now it's turning into platform wars. Instead of console wars, now it's turning into platform wars. I mean, holy shit. Talk about like, yeah, Steam ecosystem. This is a literal ecosystem. Jesus Christ, man. Between the headset and listen, you know what? I find it amazing that they're dropping this now, considering that consoles are leaving, like they're leaving their exclusivities. They're dropping everything on Steam. Pretty much almost everybody is going all in on Steam, with the exception of Nintendo. This is pretty huge. Now, well, I'll wait till the video's done, and I'm gonna give you my opinion as to why it's not gonna do as well as people probably think it's gonna do. I'll explain.
Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame. All built with the same DNA as Steam Deck. All powered by Steam, work together, and can be used however you'd like with whatever peripherals and accessories you choose. Everything you see here is the culmination of what we've learned from our previous hardware experience and what we've wanted ourselves as gamers. Powerful PC gaming in an open ecosystem, giving you more ways to enjoy the games you love and discover new ones. Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame are all shipping in early 2026. Learn more at steampowered.com/hardware.
Wow. I mean, it is impressive. It is definitely, it's impressive. This much research and development has gone into 3 different devices, 2 of which are actual devices and platforms, and the other is obviously an accessory. But that's kind of important if you're going to be selling a platform. This is really impressive, and to do it all at once is crazy, in my opinion. Just look at that lineup, bro. Oh my god. Just look at that lineup. Oh my god. This is them coming out and telling everybody that they're here to play. Now, here's the problem. Okay, so here's the problem, right? The problem with this is that this is all fine and dandy, but Steam has a habit of only selling within their own ecosystem, and that's it. They don't ever expand outside of their own ecosystem. And that, I believe, is going to be the biggest problem, right? The Steam Deck has sold about 4 million units as of the beginning of this year, which is a lot of units. Don't get me wrong. That's 4 million units. But in comparison to the other players, it's not even close. It's not even close, right? So the question becomes, do they stay in their niche and do they only sell to their own client base, right? Because they have, what was the concurrent numbers? They had 43 million concurrent users on Steam at any one given time. There's a lot of people that are going to buy this shit. But then the question becomes, okay, if you're trying to compete with, I don't know if they are. If they are, then that's a different conversation. If they're trying to compete with like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, you have to get yourself out there. You know what I mean? You have to get yourself in retail stores. You have to market. Like, I haven't seen a Steam commercial anywhere, right? None of you guys have ever seen a Steam commercial outside of Steam themselves. You know? Now I know that's part of the meme. That's part of the meme, right? Where they're like, "Oh, Steam does nothing and wins." Yeah, I get that, but this is a lot of investment. This is a lot of systems. They're going after multiple markets. So then, are you going to try to compete, or are you just worried about your own? Which, listen, Valve has all the fucking money in the world. They have all the money in the world. If they wanted to sell this just to their player base as they continue to grow every single day, because they do, Valve grows every day. So if they just want to sell to their own player base and spend zero on marketing, because they really don't spend anything on marketing, then they can do that. Or are they gonna go for the big guys and start competing in retail stores, at least with the Steam box? Maybe not with the headset, but maybe like the Steam box, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic going on here for sure. Um, so in any case, what I will say as somebody who they're playing the markets hard, yeah, I know. But the thing is, you can only play the market so much if you're going to be in your own ecosystem. People discover Steam every day. But even with that being said, it would take many, many, many years, decades probably, for if Steam were to continue the way that it is, for them to reach the user base and the numbers or the exposure from a console standpoint as the other studios and the other publishers. Like that's they're not even close, bro. PlayStation 5 is at like 85 million units, right? Or something like that. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be at almost 20 million units by the end of the year, estimated. Steam Deck, since its inception, has sold 4 million units as of the beginning of this year. It's not even close. Now, me personally, I think the Steam Deck's amazing. I have the OLED. I use it all the time. I think it's amazing. But I'm just wondering, like, are they going to try to go mainstream with this? Or are they going to just stick to their own? That's what I'm curious about. I don't think they're ever going to say. They're a private company. They're not going to say shit. They don't answer to nobody. But I don't know. This is such an interesting time. I'm really excited about this. I am. Now, keep in mind, like, these are all luxury items. For me, the only thing that's necessary is my PC. Everything else is a luxury, right? Being able to have the Steam Deck is a blessing. Being able to have the Steam box, if I could get that, that would be, you know what I mean? But for a lot of people, it wouldn't be a luxury. For a lot of people, this could be their only console if they wanted it to be. For a lot of people who maybe they don't have that strong of computers and they want to be more so PC gamers or at least utilize Steam, this might be a great way for them to get in there. It all depends on the price. Now, let's talk about the price. There is no price. So I want you guys to put in the chat right now, what do you think the price is going to be for the Steam box? For the Steam box. I'm not talking about the headset. The Steam box. What are we thinking for the price? It has an 8 gig, just so you guys are aware, it has an 8 gigs of VRAM graphics card. That's it. 8 gigs of VRAM. It's going to have two versions, a 512 and a 2 terabyte. Keep that in mind. A 512 and a 2 terabyte. Wow, the prices are all over the place. Holy shit. Oh my God. I see 550, 700, 1,000, 1,500. Oh my God. All over the place. All right, so here's what I'm personally thinking, okay? For the Steam box, I'm going to go out of the limb and I'm going to say $9.99 for the 512. I know that sounds like a lot, but hear me out. $9.99 for the 512, and I think like $12.50 for the 2 terabyte. That's what I'm thinking. And the other reason why I'm thinking that is because it's 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, right? And the Steam Deck, my OLED Steam Deck, was very expensive. So that's why, and I think you could upgrade the Steam box too. I think you could put in your own SD cards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it's going to be $999. The 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck is only $650, bro. Only $650. $650 is pretty fucking expensive, bro. $650 is not cheap. That plus tax, you're over $700. You know, and that's 1 terabyte. So if you get a 512 system that is 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, that's gotta be like $999, bro. I really do believe that's gonna be $999. So I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, we don't know because again, the prices are not out for a reason. By the way, the prices are not out for a reason. So now, okay, we got the Steam box. What about the headset? What about the headset? That's where I'm lost. I don't know where the headset's gonna be, but all I know is the current headset for Valve was really expensive. So what do you guys think the headset's gonna be? Because I think the entire what do you call it? The headset. You know what? Let me not talk shit. Hold on. Let me find out. What the fuck was the name of the other headset? The Valve Index, right? The Valve Index, right? So Valve Index headset was by itself $499. $499, right? But as a total, it was $1,000 for a whole set. Plus, it included Half-Life Alyx. So here, look, I'll show you. Look at this. So the Valve Index VR kit with the 2 controllers and the base stations was $1,000, everything all together as a set. Now the headset by itself was $499. So keep in mind that this one required a PC, but now this new one is going to be its own PC. So now that you know all of that, what do you think the price of the game, price of the system is going to be? Because the headset is its own PC now. So think about that. What do you think it's going to be now? I'm gonna say it's probably going to be like the same. I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be like 1,000. I think it's going to be 1,000. I don't know if there's other. It said that you could put in your own SD cards for the headset. So I think it's going to be 1,000 for the headset. The headset is not as powerful as the box. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's an interesting time to be a Steam customer for sure. Very interesting time. A lot of you guys seem to be more in line with the headset versus the box. Every single one of you are saying it's going to be over 1,000 for the headset. All right. Asmongold is buying all of them. Well, I'm not a millionaire like Asmongold, but I will be buying the box and I will be buying the controller. I really don't have a need for the headset, sincerely. So I'll let somebody else who's rich review that shit. But for me, I'm definitely getting the box and I'm definitely getting the controller. I had pre-ordered the Steam Deck when it was first announced, and I got the LCD one, and then eventually I ended up getting the OLED one. But it's going to be an interesting time. It says coming in 2026. Very curious. Very curious when in 2026. And knowing Steam, it's probably going to be some obscure fucking date early in the year with nothing else around it. So we'll see. They wanted to compete with the Quest 3, Hypno. I mean, is the Quest even doing that well? Last I heard, Meta was losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Said early 2026. Did they say early? Oh, they did. They did. Okay. Early 2026. Yeah, so it's going to be some obscure fucking date early on in the year. That's what Steam does. Steam always releases everything early in the year. Now, here's something. I want you guys to hear a conspiracy. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All releasing at the same time. Valve can officially count to 3. With the last headset, they partnered it with Half-Life Alyx. What are the chances? What are the chances that they shadow drop Half-Life 3 and they make it available on the systems? What are the chances? I'm just kidding. I'm fucking coping, bro. Come on. We all know I'm coping. I'm coping.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yeah.
It's zero chance. Zero chance that's gonna happen. There's zero chance. But listen, you cannot blame me for looking at that and saying to myself, well, I guess you could count to 3 officially. You know? I've gone Alex Jones. Oh no. Not the Alex Jones comparison. No. Oh man, that would be sick though. That would be honestly, that would be amazing. That would be fucking legendary. It really would be, but that's not, I don't think it's gonna happen. If that were to happen, the internet would not survive. Plain and simple. The internet would not survive. It would literally die. It would explode. It would implode from within. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Anyway, it would be a hell of a selling point. It would be. It would be a hell of a selling point. I think every job would have massive call-outs. Nobody would go to work for like a week. I'm telling you, it would be unbelievable. But it's okay. I'm coping. I know I'm coping. I can admit when I'm coping. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's get out of this. That's basically it for the Steam conversation. And again, I'm excited. I think it's a great time to be a gamer right now. Steam is doing good things, but keep in mind, there are some bad things that Steam has been doing also, and we do not let them off the hook. We call it out and speak on their bullshit whenever they do it. But from a hardware perspective, this is a lot of innovation, so hopefully it works out. We'll see how it goes.